Hi everyone, my name's Danielle and this is ExcaliburBooks. And today we're doing my TBR for Wicked Reading's Horror Bingo. So Sarah from Wicked Reading has uploaded her announcement video for the Horror Bingo, and I've been waiting for her to do this for weeks. I didn't know if it was happening this year. I was so excited when I saw the video go up, so I'm going to be doing my TBR for that, and I'm going to link Sarah's channel and the video down below. She's not uploaded her TBR as of yet, but by the time this goes up she might have. So I'll put the bingo board on the screen. There are 3 spaces I think I've not put a book in for because they are quite like subjective for at the moment I'm reading them, if that makes sense. That's up here, bud. Making a video. So I've picked all books from my TBR, so I own all of these books I'm gonna mention in this video, and I've tried to use a mixture of backlist books and newer books. I still actually haven't completed last year's. I've got about 2 or 3 spaces left, but I'm just too excited and I just want to get started on this one. I feel like this one's gonna be the year completer. I'm gonna put more focus on it. And obviously I'm going to be filling in books for the prompts as I read them, so not all these books might get read for the prompts. This is just what I'm setting out to pick from. I might get to other books sooner that fit the prompts that I can just put in. But if you want to keep up with my progress, I should be doing like a halfway check-in point, and I'll be posting it on my Instagram stories as I complete books, filling out the bingo board. So you can follow me there, I'll link that down below too. Let's get straight into the picks. So published in 2025 is the first pick, and for that one I picked The Lamb by Lucy Rose. I literally just got this for my birthday yesterday, so I'm excited to be able to fit it into a prompt. I don't know much about it. I think it's like a mother and daughter cannibal situation story. I guess someone ends up being in their cabin and getting eaten, I guess. I don't want to know much about it, but I love the cover of this book. I think it's stunning. I've only heard good things about this really, so yeah, excited to get that one in. The next prompt is mixed media. Now I struggled to find something that I've not already read, because you don't really know like if it's mixed media until you've like looked through it, and I didn't want to spend ages looking through books. I got this one for my birthday yesterday as well, and that's a case study by Graham McRae Burnett. I think that's how you pronounce it. I know this contains like notebook entries, yeah, series of notebooks, so that should be mixed media. And I flicked through and there's like these like outlined bits that look like documents, so this should be mixed media. It was the only one that I knew off the top of my head was mixed media. I do want to reread Night Film, but I don't know if I'm going to get to reread that, so I'll just put this in here. I have read another book by this author, and I didn't really like it at the time, but I feel like if I read it now I would love it because my reading taste has changed. I think this is like a fiction, but it's written like you're reading an actual case study, and I think the author puts himself in the story as like an investigator, so it feels very non-fiction, but it is fiction. But we've got research notebooks and everything. We're following a young woman who thinks a psychotherapist has some involvement in her sister's death, so yeah, it's a case study into that. Number 3 is indie or self-published. Again, I got this one yesterday for my birthday. I was just excited to read these books, so I've included them in here. And this is The Pink Argave Motel and Other Stories, so it is a story collection, and I think it's just like horror stories that take place in this motel. It says readers are invited to the Pink Argave Motel, where brutality and intimacy ooze across the pages, exploring the depths of the unhinged imagination and how human desire unlocks the impulse to bite. The titular story focuses on Valentina, the proclaimed leader of a creature cohort who manages hotel guests until she is enlightened to a carnivorous death on the property. I'm really excited to read these stories in this book. I think this has not long been released, yeah, 2025. and it is published by Clash Books, which I think is an indie press. This feels like an indie book anyway. I always prefer indie books. I feel like there's more care and thought gone into like the overall design of the book. Like there's usually stuff on the pages, like all the like borders and chapter heads and like these pages. Yeah, I don't want to read too much into the stories because I want to be surprised. I don't know if it's like an extreme horror or not, but I'll keep you updated after I've read it. I've not really seen anyone read these or any reviews on it. I don't know where I heard it. I tend to just hear something about a book and put it on my wish list straight away and just forget where I've heard about it from. Next one is Paranormal, which I have put a Kindle book on, which is Ghost Hunters by MacLeod Chapman. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I actually can't remember what this is about, so I'm just gonna have a look. Okay, so our main character's ex-boyfriend dies, and then someone tells her about a new drug called Ghost that allows the user to see the dead, and our main character agrees to go to a pill-popping seance. The drug has unfathomable side effects, and once you take it you can never go back. That sounds interesting. It sounds different from most like paranormal haunting books. Oh, Sarah from Wicked Reading actually gave it 5 stars on here. A lot of people have rated it highly, which is great. So yeah, that's made me more interested to read that one because I thought it was just a like paranormal haunting, like a haunted house story. So number 5 is Stolen from Another TBR, which I just went on people's stories who have already made a horror bingo TBR and found one that was interesting for me that I own. I saw someone put Rules for Vanishing by Kate Alice Marshall on there, and I've had this for years, so when I saw that on there I thought it's a good opportunity to finally get to it. I think I've not been getting to it because I feel it feels like a YA to me. I don't know if it is. Oh my god, this one's mixed media as well. It's got interviews in it. See, I didn't know it was mixed media until I opened it. I've not had people talk about this for a while. I think I'm quite late on the trend for this one. I think a group of girls go into a forest looking for their missing friend, and it says something more sinister than ghosts lurk in the woods and not everyone will survive. Yeah, I don't know. I think the cover and the whole like aesthetic of the book just gives me like YA vibes. So I don't know how scary and how horror-esque it's gonna get, but I've had it for a few years and I need to give it a try before I unhaul it. But you never know, I might love it. Number 6 is Vampires. I put Cutting Teeth on for vampires because it's something a little bit different and it's not like your traditional vampire story. And this one is a young teacher is found murdered in the preschool stationery cupboard. The only witnesses is 10 toddlers, so they're not going to get any information out of them. And soon a strange medical condition is going around the school. The kids are craving blood, so I'm not sure how much of a vampire story this is and what is happening to these children, but it's definitely hinting towards vampires, and the tag on Goodreads say vampires. But I'm really excited to find out how vampire-y it is. Number 7 is Water Setting. So I picked Whalefall because this is perfect for this one because it's like completely underwater. It's about a scuba diver who gets trapped in the stomach of a sperm whale, I think. I have like a fear of like deep ocean and ocean diving, so I feel like this is going to be like the horror book that makes me feel really unsettled and scared, because I don't really get scared by books, but this could be the one. Next is horror movie Element, and for this one I picked Curse of the Reaper by Brian Macaulay. I've had this for a while as well. This story's set on the set of a 80s slasher movie, and I guess like somehow it turns into a real slasher. I think like the main character of the slasher movie like somehow comes to life and starts actually happening. I'm not too sure. I've watched quite a few slasher films but I've not read any slasher books, so I am intrigued to know if it's like a horror subgenre for me. Prompt number 9 is spell ghost or scare out of the title or the author's name. And for this I have put Stitches by Hirokazu Kihara and art by Junji Ito. This has loads of letters in it, so it does actually spell ghost or scare. This one I thought it was like a manga, but it actually is like actual short stories, and there is some manga at the back. Oh look, it says stop, you've reached the end of the story section, turn the book around and read the manga. So it has a bonus manga at the back, but it's actual short stories with Junji Ito's illustrations, which is interesting, and I thought I should get like a shorter book on here because the rest are just like normal size books. Yeah, I don't want to read too much into it as it's very short stories. Yeah, I'm interested to try this new format of like Japanese horror short stories. Right, we need to get a move on because I've already been filming for half an hour and we're not even halfway through. I'm not going to give too much of a description on the books. But next one is Liminal Spaces. I struggled for this one because the only one I could think of was A Hollow Place by T. Kingfisher, but I've already read that. I seen this one, it's suggested on Storygraph, and that is The Black Farm by Elias Withrow. Not sure. So I'm not sure what the liminal space aspect is on this book. Oh, but it says he's trapped in a new hellish world and he has to survive a new reality. So maybe it's some sort of like hell dimension. I'm not too sure, but we'll see. Next is library book. I have a few horror books on my library wish list. I get books from the library quite often. So whichever one I get first, I will use for this space. But right now, I'm quite looking forward to reading Lapvona by Utesha Mosfegh because I gave Eileen 5 stars, so I am very eager to read another one of her books. Next prompt is picked by chance. So this is one of the prompts that I haven't put a book in for because I think I'm gonna pick it out of the jar when I read it. Next is a book you've been putting off. For that one I've put The One by John Mars because again I've had this for years. This is one of the oldest books on my TBR, well not the oldest book but one I've had the longest. I do keep putting it off because I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I really want to get into John Mars's books because I've heard a lot of good things about them, and I think this, I don't know if this is his debut but it's one of his earlier ones anyway. I want to read this one first, but I just don't know if I'm gonna get bored by it. I've been leaning away from thrillers and this is like a sci-fi DNA thriller. I just get that feeling that I'm not going to particularly like this one, but I don't want to get rid of it in case I do like it because I've heard great things. So yeah, I have been putting it off. Prompt number 14 I think we're on, and that is LGBT plus rep, and I went on Storygraph recommendations for this to make sure that I could pick one with that in because I don't really look into what the books are about, so I don't really know what books I have are LGBTQ plus rep. Storygraph says that Eat the Ones You Love have LGBTQ plus rep in it. I'm not sure what it is, but this is like a Little Shop of Horrors inspired book, and it's about a flower shop, and I think there's like a man-eating orchid in the middle of the shop, so that sounds a lot of fun. I should probably rewatch The Little Shop of Horrors as well. Prompt number 15 is a buddy read, and I've not put a book in that space because I don't know what book I'll be able to buddy read right now. And also with the next prompt recommended, I've not filled that one in because I can't think of a book I've been recommended, so I might do like a recommend me a book question on my Instagram stories and see what comes up on that. Next is novella. For that I picked We All Rot Eventually by Mia Ballard. I couldn't find many novellas on my TBR. I was going to put something else in here, but it worked well for another prompt, so I swapped it out. This one is an extreme horror novella about Hollywood, I think. It's set in 2005 and our main character wants to be famous. Some dark stuff starts happening surrounding that. A quick little extreme horror novella for this one. Next is Plenty Eco Nature, and for that one I picked Smothergrass by Elisa Alluring. Sorry if I said that wrong. This is a Appalachia horror, and I am so interested in like the Appalachian Mountains and like folklore horror surrounding that. I love watching like TikTok videos on it, so I really want to read like a horror book set around that. So I think a pair of female hikers are murdered on the Appalachian Trail. I think it's a bit of whether if it was like a human killer or if there's like a strange Appalachian monster in the mountains. I can't wait to read this one. Next is title that includes a verb. So I picked Don't Eat the Pie by Monique Asher, eat being the verb. I don't know what this one is about. Oh, this is actually a ghost story, reading it from the back. From the title I thought someone was getting poisoned by a pie, but it doesn't actually mention that. I think a new person has come into this family and is like mentioning ghostly stuff she's seen, and the family's trying to keep it quiet, something like that. It says unnerving, panicked, claustrophobic and disorientating. So not what I thought it was. It has a stunning cover again. Still excited for it. I'm trying to get a move on with this TBR. Next one is Second Chance. Now I couldn't really think of anything for this. So this isn't really this is stretching it a bit, but I have picked Rest Stop by Nat Cassidy, which I originally put in the novella bit. By Second Chance for this, I mean, I thought Nat Cassidy was going to be a 5-star author. I read Mary, which I thought was going to be my favourite book of all time, and I only gave it a 3.5. So I'm using this as a second chance to get a 5-star. I've actually heard great things about this since other people have been reading it. I think this is just a horror set place in a rest stop. I don't know what it entails. I'm sure it's going to be grisly and gruesome from the cover. Next is Animal on the cover, and I have picked Black Sheep by Rachel Howson because I'm sure I have not read a Rachel Howson book yet, and I own quite a few, so I need to get to them. Don't have a clue what this one is about. I also have Cackle by this author, and I don't think this is this author's most well-loved work, most highly rated work. But this one, our main character left her family at 18 because they're part of a very religious community and she has to go back for a wedding. I guess the horror elements stem from her going back to this community. Next is One Word Title, and for this one I picked Brother by Ania Alborn. So my battery is full, so I'm gonna have to go even quicker and blast through these. This one, for One Word Title, I picked Brother because I have been desperate to get to this one for ages. I've heard that it's quite disgusting, so I want to see what all this is about. And it's set in Appalachia again, so I do really want to get to this one. Next is Debut Book, and I picked Pen Pal by Dathan Uberak. He has released another book, but I believe this was his first one. I think this was made by, I think he wrote like short stories online and he's compiled them into a book or something like that. So I think these are like different stories but they're all connected, but I'm not too sure. Number 24 is Works with Another Goal, and I put in the miso soup because I have put this down for my fantasy bingo board as the prompt for an author of colour, I think. That one's in there. Next is Social Commentary, which I have put Bat Eater, which I think takes place during COVID, and our main character is Asian, so there's a bit of like racism maybe talked about surrounding that. Yeah, that one's about a crime scene cleaner, so I'm really interested about that one as well. But I'm gonna have to stop here because I've been recording for so long and my storage is getting so full. Yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know if you're taking part in this readathon year-long reading challenge. I'll catch you next time I upload a video. Thank you for watching. Bye.